Welcome to MxGP, the channel for all things motocross. From the latest news to exclusive content, we've got you covered. Whether you're a seasoned rider or a fan of the sport, we'll bring you the stories that matter most. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest content. And for our returning viewers, thank you for your continued support. And please support me by sending a little super thanks.
We are back for the stretch run of Monsterenergy AMA Supercross after a weekend off leads us now into 6 straight races to decide a champion. Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb enter tonight's action tied on 248 points apiece, setting us up for one heck of a duel in the desert to decide who gets to lead this championship moving forward. Several other riders factor in to potentially win tonight though, and it's the final Triple Crown race of the year as well, which comprises of 3 races to decide one overall winner. It's certainly going to be chaotic. In the 250SX class, Jet Lawrence enters with a commanding lead, and Monsterenergy/Pro Circuit Kawasaki's Cameron McAdoo is now out of the title fight regardless after tearing his labrum earlier this week and getting season-ending surgery. That leaves RJ Hampshire as the only man still somewhat close to Lawrence as he sits 23 points back. Lawrence has never won a Triple Crown and struggled at the Anaheim 2-round earlier this year. The story will certainly revolve around how Lawrence races to put that behind him and try to click off his first TC victory. Free practice. The first set of practices to start the day saw a bit of a hot lap war in 250A between Styles Robertson, RJ Hampshire, Jet Lawrence, and Pierce Brown. Robertson fired first, becoming the first rider into the first guy down into the 59-second range. The split lane was also seeing a lot of use on both sides of it with no clear winner to start the day. The other key line early on was tripling onto the table out of the first corner, and the top guys were all able to get that from the inside. Jet Lawrence would end up fastest in the end, putting down a 58.2. As the 450A group hit the track next, Justin Barcia was eager to put down some quick times early as he shot out in front of everyone else and laid down an early 59. The times began to drop quickly as riders dipped down into the 58s by the middle of the session. With a few minutes to go in the session, Christian Craig crashed huge in the whoops and was immediately in a lot of pain. The medics got to him and stabilized him before wrapping his right arm in a soft cast and placing him on a backboard. No further updates on his condition at this time, but he's almost certainly out for the evening. Eli Tomac topped the session in the end as he became the first rider of the day to dip down into the 57s with a 57.666. Second place through 7th behind him was all in the 58-second range. Combined qualifying sessions. The final set of qualifying for the day launched to life with 250A heading out one more time. Levi Kitchen set the early pace with a 58.046, but it wasn't long until Pierce Brown was into the 57s with a 57.881, and then Jet Lawrence hopped to the top with a 57.702. Even more riders dipped down into the 57-second range with RJ Hampshire, Enzo Lopez, and Kitchen as well all got down into the 57s. In the end, Jet Lawrence's 57.657 set the top time for the group, but his time from the first session was what ended up being the top time for the day. When 450A hit the track for their final session, it went right back to a lap time war up top. Chase Sexton dropped down to a 56.707 with Ken Roxanne also there on a 56.986. Eli Tomac's 56.467 mark was still the top spot that needed to be eclipsed though. Aaron Plessinger randomly put no laps in before pulling into the mechanics area and riding out of the stadium with his mechanic. No word on why he chose to do so, but his time from the first session still put him in the top 18 times by the end of A. Sexton fired one more shot towards the end of the session and was able to go 56.248 to shoot to the top spot overall. Tomac's time remained second though, as Adam Cienciarulo's 56.980 wasn't enough to pass the number 1.